How's everyone doing today? I'm talking about probably one of the most craziest and probably my favorite band ever, actually, Mr. Bungle. Now, when I first came across Mr. Bungle, I was listening to a Primus album. Fairly sure it might have been, uh, it might have been Pork. It wasn't Pork Soda's. The one with Welcome to This World. I forgot the name of it. I'm some fake fan, but anyways, after I finished listening to this album, a Mr. Bungle song came on and it sounded pretty interesting. It didn't really sound like anything I ever came across at all. Like the music at the start of it just kind of it sounded really theatrical. Kind of gave me like haunted house kind of vibes. I kind of like where it was going. So then I listened to it. I remember actually at the start there's just a second of silence. So I was wondering, where's this music? Why am I listening to why are my earphones hooked up to an oxygen tank? Where's it at? And then it kicked in. I was thinking, yo, this is great. I actually really like this. I didn't hear about it ever. It was pretty unique to me. I'm not gonna lie. I think Mr. Bungle, that album itself is just unique in general because you'll never find any other album that sounds like Mr. Bungle. So then I listened to the album next day, just walking by myself, and the album I thought was pretty crazy, and there were some songs I didn't like, but I ended up listening to the album more and more and more, and ended up liking nearly every song, even Stub a Dub, which is just a crazy ass a chameleon switch ups of clown music, regular ass music. It's about his dog dying, and the whole song's telling you a story about it. I think it's pretty cool. The only song I still don't like, and I still can't really wrap my head around because it kind of I feel like if I was wrapped up in a straitjacket and I was chucked into a padded room and you just play Egg the whole time from Mr. Bungle album, my brain would probably disintegrate into dust or some shit because that song, I just cannot wrap my brain around it. I tried I've gotten to the point where actually listening to Mr. Bungle album is just normal to me. It's just, it's not as crazy as it was before because I just love the music. I just love the way it sounds. I really fuck with it. I know it's really hard to get into, and it kind of was for me at the start, but I gave it a chance and I really liked it because, I don't know, I like music that just kind of sounds weird, different, wacky and goofy because it's different. It's not the same, you're getting a fresh taste. It's not boring. It'd be boring if all music sounded the same. I'd want to die. But anyways, Egg was a really weird ass song because I swear it'd be constantly changing genres. And I swear, one thing actually Mr. Bungle doing the album that I don't really like is at the start of some songs there'd be a couple of seconds of silence. It'd be like Mike Patton's holding his breath for 35 seconds, and then when someone gives him a single, he starts going and he starts singing his heart out. But then at the end of some songs, there'll just be random ass bullshit. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be telling a story. I'm not sure if you listen to it, you'll figure something out about the band or Mike Patton. I usually skip past those parts. But in Egg, it kind of does this the worst because the song's 11 minutes long. It ends at 7 minutes and 35 seconds. And then it just ends up being random ass noises. It's I swear it's the sound of a train driving by or whatever. I don't really know what those are in Mr. Bungle when they do random ass stuff. I might listen to it just to kind of see if I can pick up anything, but I usually don't. Just skip past it because I just want to get to the music. I'm here to listen to him song and listen to all the different fucking instruments. Just go at it, not just some cutscene from a video game or whatever. My favorite song off the album would probably be Slowly Growing Deaf, the second one. I don't know, I just think it's a really weird and wacky song, but I really like it. I love at the start it goes ding 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 ding. You probably have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but it kind of does this kind of jazzy thing at the start. And then it goes into kind of the slow kind of moving shit. Just imagine you're floating on the sea during the night. It kind of just give you it's going going slow with the flow, and then it kicks in with kind of just the heavy metal shit that kind of sounds like Megadeth. I really fuck with it. I really like the Squeeze Me Macaroni as well. Squeeze Me Macaroni I think is pretty good tune, but Slowly Growing Deaf, it's my favorite because I don't think it's that crazy. It still kind of is crazy if you're going to be a first time listening to it, but I feel like it's kind of more consistent to it, and I just think it's more simpler, to get into and to listen. Squeeze Me Macaroni I think is a really good tune. He really goes in. He goes. It sounds like he's He sounds like he's going through He sounds like he's speed running the English language or something. I can't understand what he's saying. But I may listen to him more so I can start understanding what he's on about. But this is actually the first time as well I came across Mike Patton, and I looked into more about Mike Patton, and holy shit, this guy seems like a musical genius. He seems like musical Jesus or some shit because My man, he started death metal before death metal was even a thing. Their first demo was like a death metal thing, and that was like in the 80s, I'm pretty sure. And death metal only started coming around like the 90s, I think. I'm not really too familiar on death metal. I'm not really that much of a death, I don't really listen to, I wouldn't call myself a big fan of death metal. I don't mind it. I used to not like it, but I'm kind of starting to get into it. I kind of fuck with the vibes and all. I don't understand why people like it. So yeah, I may listen to more death metal. But yeah, he started death metal before death metal was even a thing. And he has all these different projects. And the reason he has those projects is because, so he keeps interested. It's like he has ADHD. He has to keep switching between projects and projects, so you get bored and want to go to sleep or whatever. It's kind of crazy to me, and he just acts as if they're nothing. But also something that makes no sense is that he does not like music. So I don't know what the thought process was when he was like writing the Mr. Bungle album or any other album. He's just thinking, yeah, it's just like noise. It's just how it should be. I don't like music, so
I think it's probably a good thing if computers just take over music.
What do you make in here? Like, I'd like to imagine when he was first coming up with the tunes and all, and rehearsing them and playing them, he had like earplugs in or noise cancelling headphones, so he couldn't hear any of the instruments, and he couldn't hear himself sing. It's a bit weird. He doesn't like music, but he makes music. I think the first album, Mr. Bungle album, I think is their best and most unique album. I'm not gonna lie. Unless they manage to make something even more crazy and wacky and unique, which I don't think they're ever going to. Yeah, I don't think is gonna be an album that's gonna be as good as the '91 album, because it's just it keeps switching from genres to genres. It's like it keeps playing hopscotch, and each square is like heavy metal, jazz, funk, this, that. It's so weird and wacky, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to like 3 Mr. Bungle albums in total, and the one with the red and white banner, I actually really liked that one. I liked They Didn't Know They Were Robots. I also like Sweet Charity. I can't remember any other songs off, to be honest. I feel like out of the three, I feel like that's the weakest one. I don't know. There's just some songs I'm not really too keen on. I'm not really fucking with. But there is like a Spanish. I do remember there being like a song that kind of sounds like Radiohead. I kind of did fuck with that. It kind of sounded sad, but it's also pretty good. There's a Spanish song as well. I appreciate how I respect how Mike Pans able to keeps doing different shit. He can never stay in one thing for like too long. If one album is heavy metal, the next album is gonna be jazz, the next album is gonna be funk, the next album is gonna be rock. He might even make rap. Sure, Peeping Tom, he done a song with a rapper not Cool Keith. Man just stepped out the Mike Pan just called him out of the freezer and be like, yeah, come on, Cool Keith, let's just go record something in the studio here. I really fuck with that song. He's really good because he's able to go through many different genres. He has many different vocal ranges, and the instruments on the Mr. Bungle album to me are just crazy as shit. There'd be like, I was like wondering how much people would there be playing. It sounds like there's 6. I was about to do the 6-7 meme. That meme is the most retarded thing I've ever heard from the internet. Holy shit, man. But there's like has to be like 5 or 6 people, and yeah, there is. I'm very sure he like changes the band members each album as well. Kind of suit the sound and shit, which is just like he really cares about the music and all. And I don't think I think like the craziest band I've really listened to before Mr. Bungle was Primus, and Mr. Bungle is like a step up from Primus, and Primus is already crazy enough. Like Les Claypool, he molests his bass the way he plays it. He plays it in the most inventive, most creative, most unique ways. He's like Tony Stark when he was in the cave. He had to build a suit out of scraps. Les Claypool was like Tony Stark. He had nothing but a bass, and he had to find out how to work the bass with it. He had to find out how to use it in a new, different way. And it's a bass, I'm fairly sure. So that's actually pretty cool. I like how each album in Mr. Bungle is a different genre as well. It's kind of like how it's like there's something for everyone, right? If someone can choose something from the bag of sweets there, be something that you like. If you're not really into weird, wacky, crazy, I think it's progressive shit or New Garde, I heard that being called. You can listen to another album which is like death metal pretty much. I listened to They Come at Night. That's the live version of album of their other album that's called The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny. I haven't listened to that one, but I listened to They Come at Night live, and I love that album. I can't lie, that album is pretty good. I remember one actually. He's really obsessed with Spanish. I'm not gonna lie. In that one, there's a song where it's like metal, but it kind of goes into flows like I still ended up fucking with that song. I remember a lyric actually. I like how Mike Patton as well has his own personality songs. I remember in that song he screams, "Speak Spanish or die."
Speak Spanish or die!
I can't do the voice or anything, but yeah, if you're not gonna speak Spanish, you're gonna get shot in the head at the border, by border control. And in a slowly growing death at the end of his album, he's like, it's like gone normally. You're expecting it to be the same thing, but he catches you off guard by just screaming like, "Ah, ah, ah, ah." Just it kind of sounded like a vegetable screaming, I can't lie, but it's still really funny. And then in Egg, actually, my least favorite song, it's just, I don't know, Egg is just too crazy to me. I don't know, I don't really fuck with it. I respect what he's doing with it, but it's just a bit weird. It's like, what, I don't even know what we're doing here anymore with Egg. But in Egg, he sings like la 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 la, and then he goes into blah 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 blah. It's just like, he's just acting a little bit goofy. Blah 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 blah. Mike Patton seems like the type of guy to whatever comes into his head, he will just make a song or an album out of it, which is, respect. He doesn't really seem to really give a shit about boundaries or rules or anything, and I can respect him for that. And Mr. Bungle, I feel like it kind of suits my vibe, because I can be pretty scatterbrained, and the album is also pretty scatterbrained. It's going all over the place, but I actually really like that as well. I just love how they sound. Mr. Bungle, I think, are a pretty good band. I hope they keep making more albums. Only like other bands that I feel like are crazier than Mr. Bungle. Like the only other band I've come that is maybe crazier or just as crazy as Mr. Bungle is the Dillinger Escape Plan, which doesn't even switch between genres. They're just extremely heavy metal. They just keep switching every 2 seconds between like different metal genres, or they just like keep doing different things, but they still stick it to metal. And the singer doesn't even stick words. He ripped out his voice box. He's like, fuck it, we're just gonna scream. I'm just gonna scream my fucking throat out to my throat until I don't have a throat anymore. He's kind of like Kurt Cobain. If Kurt Cobain kind of stopped caring and he mixed in a bit of cocaine with his heroin addiction, he's not holding back. He's not really singing, he's just screaming. I fuck with the energy though, but yeah, this isn't a Dillinger Escape Plan. But yeah, Mr. Bungle, great band, unique, extremely unique. If you're trying to look for something, to listen to, they haven't heard before, Mr. Bungle is a pretty good band to go to. Although I will say their first album is really hard to get into, but yeah, if you can get into it, you're in for a ride. You're in for some tunes. You're gonna be listening to some peak. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the songs on the first album are really good. I really like. So yeah, that was me talking about Mr. Bungle because I just like them. I've been listening to them for quite a while now, and yeah, see you later.